High in the jagged peaks of the Canadian Rockies, where mist coils through the pines and avalanches silence whole valleys, legends move just beneath the surface of reality. You think you know these mountains for their turquoise lakes, towering glaciers and hiking trails. But the real Rockies, they're alive with stories of creatures so strange, so terrifying that once you hear them, you'll never look at those wild forests the same way again. What if the next time you set foot on a trail here, something was already watching you? That's the warning behind the Wendigo, a figure that has haunted Cree and Algonquin stories for generations. Once human, it is said to have been twisted by hunger and greed into a skeletal monster, with glowing eyes and a voice like wind tearing through the trees. Some say it stalks the forests in winter, whispering your name just before you vanish. One hiker swore they heard a shriek unlike any animal, turned and saw nothing, just the heavy dread of being followed for miles. And if that wasn't enough, the lakes hide something even worse. Picture yourself paddling across a mirror-still alpine lake at dawn. Suddenly the surface ripples and a long serpentine body slides beneath your canoe. This is no ordinary fish. This is the Rockies version of Ogopogo, a monstrous lake serpent said to ripple through hidden waters. Witnesses describe a dark, snake-like form moving with unnatural speed before vanishing into the depths. Fishermen who've seen it say the worst part isn't the sight, it's the silence that follows, as if the whole lake is holding its breath. But the lakes aren't the only places where legends breathe. High on the snowy ridges, something else stalks. Imagine climbing toward a summit when you spot pale movement against the rocks, a massive bear but unlike any you've ever seen. Hunters call it the white death bear, a phantom predator said to move silently, strike without warning, and leave only claw marks too high for any grizzly to reach. Climbers whisper of pale shapes vanishing across ridgelines. To locals, it's more than an animal, it's a ghost cloaked in fur. But not all of the Rockies' monsters are hidden in snow. Some are preserved right in plain sight. In the Banff Indian trading post lies the most grotesque exhibit of them all, the Merman of Banff. Half man, half fish, its twisted face is frozen in a scream. Tourists see it as a sideshow oddity, but legends whisper of aquatic beings dwelling in mountain lakes. The unsettling question isn't whether the merman is real. It's whether more like it are still lurking under those icy waters. And if you thought strange half-creatures belonged only to the water, the forests themselves tell another story. Long before Bigfoot became a household name, trappers and indigenous peoples told of the wild men of the Rockies, towering hairy figures with glowing eyes. Tracks the size of dinner plates have been found in untouched snow. One skier recalled seeing a massive shape moving upright through the trees faster than any human. It stopped, turned, and then vanished without a sound. But while the ground has its guardians, the skies of the Rockies might hold something even more powerful. Look up, and you might see shadows so vast they blot out the sun. These are the Thunderbirds, colossal sky spirits whose wing beats bring thunder and whose eyes flash lightning. Indigenous traditions speak of them as stormbringers, protectors, and omens. Even modern pilots and rangers have reported seeing enormous shadows sweep across their windshields, only for the skies to be empty when they looked again. And yet, the mountains save some of their strangest apparitions for twilight. Hunters tell of the shadow moose larger than any moose ever documented. Their dark forms blend into the trees until you're nearly upon them. Some say arrows and bullets bounce off their hides, as if they are untouchable. Sightings happen at dusk, when the forest shifts into silence. Witnesses swear the creature simply dissolves into the mist. But the mountains don't just conjure beasts, they conjure voices. The Stony Nakoda people speak of water spirits that live in hidden springs, tricksters who mimic human voices. Imagine, if you will, trekking alone when you suddenly hear a loved one calling your name near a glacial pool. You follow, heart pounding, but find only still water reflecting your own face. Those who follow the voices too closely sometimes vanish without a trace. And if spirits can mimic voices, what else might they be capable of? Some say the answer lies in the Rocky Mountain dragon, a creature of smoke and cloud. Indigenous stories tell of sky serpents with shimmering scales, wings that stretch across valleys, and eyes glowing like fire. Early settlers laughed at the idea, but modern climbers have reported elongated shapes weaving through the mist, vanishing before a camera could be raised. If the skies can hold a dragon, what mysteries remain on the ground? Travelers through the frozen valleys sometimes speak of the phantom caribou herds. Dozens of ghostly animals drifting silently across the snow, their hooves leaving no sound. When approached, they fade into the landscape, dissolving into nothingness. Some believe they are the spirits of caribou lost to brutal winters, forever migrating through a land that no longer holds them. Others see them as omens, reminders that the mountains take more than they give. So here's the real question. Are these creatures simply myths, born of fear and imagination? Or are they echoes of something real, something science hasn't yet touched? Because whether you believe these legends are spirits, beasts, or a thin veil between worlds, one truth remains. The Canadian Rockies keep their secrets well. And if you wander deep enough into those forests or paddle too far into those lakes, you may just find yourself face to face with one of them.